Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today I want to talk about Microsoft because I think, again, I have made this video before, but we are presented with an interesting buy point. I think that Microsoft is set up really well, particularly if we see any continued decline, but this is a stock I'd love to build a position in and to grow for the long-term purposes. One of the reasons why I really like Microsoft on this pullback, you can see as it kind of comes off this high, that we've got the opportunity to get in at a price that is a lot better than kind of it's been at the past 10 days. And we're seeing that as tech continues to sell off, again, you can see that we just had a huge uptick in some of the tech-based stocks following the news of the potential for a divided government with the potential Joe Biden presidency and a Republican Senate. So if that is the case, as you can see what we've got here, that kind of ran up immediately, and then the news of a COVID-19 vaccine came out, and they're saying, well, people aren't going to be using this as much. And that is a statement that I fundamentally disagree with. One of the reasons why I like the possibility of a Microsoft continued dominance is because they've got a lot of capabilities going forward, and chief among them is going to be their capability to expand in the advertising space, into social media, into video game consoles, and in particular cloud computing. I don't know how many of you are in the workforce, but they are the leader in the workplace management in terms of software with their Office 365 component. I don't think that Google is close to them. Office 365 complemented by Azure, which is their cloud computing, is just incredibly dominant. And you can see that despite the fact that we've just seen continued success over the past 3 years, I think that there's going to be a continuation of just further and further growth. So I really like shares, but again, I think that $211 per share can be intimidating, and so I also like some of the options plays, particularly on the long-term side. One of the reasons why I am so bullish on Microsoft for the long term, despite current events, is that one of the reasons is they have a ton of cash on hand. So right now we are looking at the quarterly statement, but you can see that just some of the cash that they've had on hand is north of $120 million. The reason, or rather $120 billion. And the reason that I highlight that is because that positions them in a very strong place to continue to buy out potential competition, as well as to develop in-house, to continue to innovate. You can see another company that does this pretty similarly is Apple, and they do this pretty often as well, where they just hold tons and tons of cash on hand, so they're able to make moves when they believe it is prudent. Some of the growth prospects that I think are going to be tied into Microsoft are going to come from their capabilities to grow in the gaming space. I think that as AR, or artificial reality, continues to become a more commonplace form of gaming, I think that Microsoft is in an excellent place in terms of being able to take that to market using their Xbox system. And for that reason, I think that I'm going to continue to be going pretty aggressively after Microsoft stock. Some of the other information that I think is going to help them is that they have expectations of continuing to grow their cloud profitability by 37% is the expectation for 2020, as well as another 46% by 2023. So that is a pretty big growth rating, and I think that this adds a lot of potential for Microsoft going forward. Now, when we look at some of the analyst reports that are associated with them, you can see there's a lot on the strong side, but then you can see a few as to the avoid and stay away. And I think that this is, again, you can kind of see the quantitative driven technical analysis is saying that, as well as the quantitative. And the reason for that is because these two companies or this company is continuing to just go and go and go. Again, I'm just going to look at the year to date. This isn't always the time you want to buy at, but I think that there offers a lot of capabilities here because they show so much potential on the long term. Now, one thing that I do want to keep in mind is this is not an inexpensive company to trade, particularly if we even look at long term. So if I go all the way out to a year from now, and I'm looking at some of the calls, you can see that some of the pricing is just incredibly expensive. So this $29.75 is $2,900 to be able to say that the stock is going to be under $215 a share 1 year from now. However, on the reverse side of that, you can see it's $2,500. The reason that that's important is because that means for you to break even on this stock, the stock is going to have to go up by another $25. However, I'm pretty comfortable that by January 21st, 2022, the stock is going to be above $250, $240. So that's one of the options, the way that you can get into a stock like Microsoft. Again, there's a lot of capabilities here. Or if you have $2,500, you can buy the shares. What that option is going to give you the ability to do is to lock in a specific strike price for 1 year from now. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of potential here. I am going to continue to be watching Microsoft, and I would like to start building a position in one of the larger tech leaders. So this is one that I really like. And again, if you would like to see anything else, please hit that subscribe button. And if you found this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.